TikTok is an app where anybody from around the globe can post videos of themselves doing funny, cringy, or stupid things. It's sort of like if they'd made Vine 2 successful, or if they made Vine 1 successful. The influence of social media on our culture today is nothing to scoff at. A 2019 report found that teens spend an average of 7.5 hours a day on their devices, leaving only a few parts of their brain able to function. These are the parts of their brains able to identify and quote a seemingly infinite number of memes almost instantaneously, craft a mask to cover their depression and anxiety on the internet, and publicly, colorfully disagree with any posts contradicting an unfounded belief they've been brainwashed by the media itself to believe in. Thank heavens we evolved past the need to tell analog time and write. TikTok has even made its way onto other platforms. There's plenty of mention of it, from the tweens on YouTube making videos about it, to the young adults on Instagram and Twitter tweeting and Instagramming about it. There's also the elderly, communicating about it via carrier pigeons, letters delivered on horseback, and Facebook. I have no idea how TikTok took to totally typify itself in daily conversation, but I do have a theory as to its purpose. At face value, TikTok is just another social media app, but what does that mean exactly? Well, just for fun, and with no ulterior motives, I came up with 4 criteria that define what social media is. Number 1. Shareability of original or unoriginal content. TikTok connects people on its platform, which allows people to share videos recorded right on the app. Anyone can create these videos, from entrepreneurs to teachers to these
people that could eat a tomato
people.
like an apple.
Not only is there no one group that's kept from sharing, but all groups are encouraged to share as much as possible. Ever wanted to know a stranger's insecurities, favorite food, or menstrual cycle? You can find it all on TikTok. I really promise there is nothing too private to share with strangers in the world of social media, and this fact is disgustingly, albeit creatively, abused. Number 2. Built-in content creation. TikTok allows users to make rudimentary edits right there on the app, so there's no need for any external video editors. You can even record on the TikTok app, rendering the camera app basically useless. With allowed access to the microphone built into the phone, TikTok allows its users to sing along with hit pop songs and display their musical talent. Never mind. TikTok even has control over your camera, so you can control your cousin doing a backflip, or chugging a gallon of milk, or doing some other stupid thing with the press of a touchscreen. Number 3. Localized advertising. To optimize your experience, TikTok will occasionally access your location to help with having a good time. Number 4. Accessibility when needed. With TikTok being a mobile app available on nearly every smartphone, you don't have to go far for entertainment. It never leaves your side. Ever. And it's available to all. Friends, peers, impressionable children. Take heed. The government has backed us into a corner, and we let them. You see, I pulled a bamboozle on you. These 4 criteria aren't just what's required of a social media app, they're what's required of a government spy program too. Number 1. Open advertisement of activities and whereabouts. The government needs control. There's never been a government that wasn't bent on controlling their people. It's basically the definition of government. But where most governments have to force their subjects into submission, we freely give them access to our daily thoughts and motivation. The government of today knows how to control us subconsciously, and you'd best bet your sweet bippy they're gonna abuse that information. The government is inside our heads because we gave them the key. When the government knows my insecurities, favorite food, and menstrual cycle, they might as well own me. Number 2. Access to hardware. On top of all these things, we still find it appropriate to allow them access to our cameras and microphones. They don't have to wait for us to tell them what we're up to, which we'll gladly do them anytime. They could just hop on into our camera feed or our microphones and get the information right then and there. You remember that permissions pop-up you agreed to without reading any of the terms or conditions? Of course you don't, because you're legally irresponsible. To sum it up, you basically sold your phone, and by extension your soul, to the government. Number 3. Location, location, location. What's worse than all these things? You gave them permission to access your location at all times. I'm not even joking. Why does TikTok need to know your location? It doesn't. Conclusion, the government is using it to spy on us. Number 4, accessibility to all. The final screw in the casket? You always have your phone on you. You never leave your home without it. No one does. Leaving your home without your phone is like leaving your home without your lung. You basically can't do it without dying. So the government always knows where you are and can spy on you at any time. Now, I know my audience, and I'm sure many of you are skeptical. After all, why would the government need to be monitoring us? Well, I've been studying, and I've finally come to a conclusion as to why TikTok was created and what it's really for. There are two reasons that TikTok exists. Number one is fear. Great movements are built on overthrowing governments, which governments aren't generally very happy about. Almost every country was started by an existing government being overthrown by a better, or sometimes worse, government. What evidence do we need that the people of TikTok are likely to overthrow a government? What evidence do we have that the sky is blue? You don't need evidence for a clear fact, it's right there. The younger generation doesn't need to eat. They feed off of rebellion of authority. They are the prime subject for subconscious submission training, as they are the greatest threat out of anyone to the government. They must be monitored, because they must not be allowed to rebel. Any mention of rebellion could spark an uprising within the millennials and Gen Zs, so all communication must be stifled with services like Snapchat, and everything must be monitored with TikTok. TikTok is not just beneficial to the government, it's necessary for their survival. So you see that this is the number one reason that the government invented TikTok, and the second is that they think the videos are funny, because like, who doesn't? Thanks for letting me waste your time. I'm Noah. If you like this video, like it. If you subscribe to it, subscribe to it. And if you shared it, share it. This is me bidding you adieu.